Have you ever noticed how the moment you want something too badly, life suddenly feels like it's playing defense against you? You're chasing that job, waiting on that reply, or trying to control the conversation, and instead of moving forward, everything feels stuck. It's like the universe folds its arms, leans back, and says, "Not until you loosen your grip." We've all been there. The harder you push, the heavier everything becomes. It's like holding onto sand. You think squeezing tighter will keep it in your hand, but all it does is make the grains slip out faster. And yet most of us spend years repeating that mistake, convinced that more pressure equals more progress. But let's pause for a second. Think about the times in your life when things actually worked out beautifully. Were you panicked, gripping, trying to micromanage every detail? Or were you strangely calm, almost detached, moving forward with a kind of quiet confidence? The truth is, life often rewards ease more than effort. Not because effort doesn't matter, but because effort without ease turns into desperation, and desperation repels the very things you want. Here's the paradox. The more you try to bend life to your timeline, the more it resists. But the moment you allow things to unfold naturally, doors begin opening in ways you never expected. Take careers, for example. You can send out 100 applications with sweaty palms and a desperate tone in every interview, and somehow nothing lands. Then one day you walk in relaxed, focused but not frantic, and suddenly the job is yours. Not because you magically got better overnight, but because your energy shifted. People sense when you're clinging to them for validation, and they also sense when you're standing in your own value. The same is true for relationships. The more you chase control or cling, the faster things unravel. But when you give space, when you show up as yourself instead of a version trying to earn approval, connections deepen naturally. Think about creativity too. When you sit there demanding inspiration, staring at a blank page or screen, the ideas run further away. But when you step back, relax, maybe even do something unrelated, suddenly the breakthrough arrives out of nowhere. That's not coincidence. That's the rhythm of life showing itself. Most people miss this lesson because we're taught from the start that control equals success. Hustle harder, force outcomes, plan everything down to the last detail. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of the time, control is an illusion. The tighter you grip, the more you create resistance, and the more life pushes back. Imagine learning to surf. The beginner who stiffens up, fights the wave, and tries to muscle through it almost always wipes out. The one who learns to ride with the wave, who respects its power but doesn't resist it, that's the one who glides to shore effortlessly. Life is no different. It's not about conquering the current. It's about sinking with it. Now, you might be wondering, does this mean we should sit back, do nothing, and just trust the flow? Absolutely not. Flow is not passivity. It's action without desperation. It's effort without attachment. It's caring deeply, but not needing outcomes to validate you. Let me ground this in something simple. Have you ever had a memory on the tip of your tongue? The harder you strain, the further it slips. But the second you relax and move on, it pops right into your head. Your mind, your body, even your opportunities, they all perform better when you're not strangling them with pressure. That's why some people look like they live under a lucky star. Things just seem to line up for them. But it's not luck, it's alignment. They've stopped broadcasting fear and scarcity. They've learned to show up, do the work, and then trust the timing. And that creates an energy that attracts opportunities instead of chasing them away. Here's what most people never realize. When you're forcing, you're not just exhausting yourself, you're repelling others. People feel when you need something from them. They feel the hidden agenda, the tight grip, the pressure, and it makes them want to back away. But when you approach from a place of ease, when you genuinely don't need anyone to complete you or validate you, suddenly everyone wants to be around you. That's the paradox. The less you need approval, the more respect you gain. The less you chase money, the more opportunities appear. The less you try to control relationships, the more genuine they become. And here's the kicker. Half the problems you're stressing over right now don't even need solving. They'll either resolve themselves, fade away, or never happen at all. But by gripping, by micromanaging, you create resistance where there doesn't need to be any. The people who thrive in life, they've mastered the art of knowing when to push and when to pause. They take bold action, yes, but they also know when to let the wheel spin without forcing it. They live with intention, but they don't worship outcomes. That balance is everything. Because here's the ultimate truth. The things meant for you will never require you to destroy yourself to get them. The right opportunities won't slip away because you didn't stress hard enough. The right people won't leave because you didn't perform perfectly, and the right path will reveal itself when you stop obsessively trying to map every inch of it. Life is not a battle to be won, it's a current to align with. The sooner you stop forcing and start flowing, the sooner everything begins to fall into place. Now, let's go even deeper. Here's where most people get trapped without even realizing it. They confuse force with discipline. They think that if they're not stressed out, if they're not gripping every detail, they're being lazy. But the truth is, discipline and force are two completely different things. Discipline is showing up consistently. Force is trying to control every variable. Discipline is saying, I'll take action today no matter what. Force is saying, and it has to work out exactly like this on this timeline or else I failed. See the difference? One keeps you moving forward, the other keeps you trapped in fear. Think about athletes. The greatest ones aren't tense robots. They train with intensity, yes, but when the game comes, they rely on trust, flow, instinct. Watch a basketball player at the free throw line. The nervous rookie stiffens up, overthinks, forces the shot, and misses. The seasoned veteran, they breathe, they relax, they let the muscle memory take over, and the ball swishes through with ease. The action is the same, but the energy behind it changes the outcome. And this applies to literally everything. Job interviews, first dates, creative projects, even the way you handle daily stress. The people who force life are always on edge, second-guessing themselves, micromanaging reality. They think they're being responsible, but what they're really doing is choking their own progress. The people who flow, they don't stop caring. They just know how to care without clinging. And that subtle difference creates massive results. Have you ever noticed how kids learn faster than adults? It's not because they're smarter, it's because they're looser. A child learning to draw doesn't sit there criticizing every line. They're playful, curious, open. And because of that, they improve without even realizing it. Adults, on the other hand, overthink, compare themselves to others, and force perfection. That's why they give up. Forcing kills growth, flowing multiplies it. So how do you actually move from forcing to flowing? Step 1, detach from outcomes. Set goals, yes. Work hard, yes. But stop measuring your worth by whether those goals happen exactly as you pictured. Tell yourself this or something better. Because often life has a plan bigger than the one you're clinging to. Step 2, focus on energy, not urgency. Urgency comes from fear. If this doesn't happen now, I'll fall behind. Energy comes from alignment. I know what I bring to the table, and I trust that the right things will connect with me. People respond more to your energy than your words anyway. Step 3, give space. If a conversation isn't working, don't push it, step back. If an idea isn't landing, maybe pause. If a door isn't opening, maybe it's not your door. Space doesn't mean giving up. It means allowing things to unfold without suffocating them. And here's the truth. Forcing actually makes you miss more opportunities than you realize. Because when you're tunnel visioned on one outcome, you're blind to the 10 other opportunities floating right beside you. Flow keeps you open. Force keeps you closed. Life is not a battle to be won. It's a dance to be learned. And if you've ever danced with someone who's trying to control every step, you know how miserable it feels. But dance with someone who's relaxed, who listens, who lets the rhythm guide them. That's where the magic happens. Life is the same. And let's be honest, forcing doesn't even feel good. Did obsessing over that situation ever make you happier? Did it help you sleep better? Or were you drained, anxious, and miserable the whole time? Most of what you're gripping so tightly either worked out without your stress or didn't matter at all a month later. Forcing steals your peace and rarely improves your results. Flow, on the other hand, feels good while it's happening. It feels lighter, calmer, more alive. And ironically, that's when you perform your best.
That's when opportunities find you. That's when life starts to feel less like a fight and more like living. So here's the challenge. The next time you catch yourself stressing, gripping, forcing, pause. Ask yourself, am I actually helping this situation, or am I just feeding my anxiety? More often than not, the best thing you can do is breathe, step back, and trust. Because the things meant for you will never require you to twist yourself into knots to get them. The right people will want to stay. The right opportunities will come naturally. And the right path will reveal itself not when you force it into existence, but when you finally relax enough to see it. That's the real secret. Life responds better to trust than tension. Flow over force, ease over desperation, alignment over control. And once you start living from that space, everything changes.
Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you finally stop making it harder than it has to be.